FC Barcelona, that is the official Barcelona football team, have picked up formerly Savage as their Rocket League team. So Devo, Bluey, and Alpha 54, who just qualified from RLRS into RLCS, have been picked up by FC Barcelona. And if I'm not mistaken, Devo and Bluey are living in Barcelona and in a team house, so that's pretty cool. I don't think Alpha is in the same team house, and I don't know if he's got plans to go out there, but he's got school at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So these two teams matched up in DreamHack Leipzig, winners. Well, it was just actually straight up semi-finals, because there is only a single elimination bracket in DreamHack Leipzig final day, no double elim. So they matched up in winners semis, and it went to game 7 overtime, and then Yukio clutched it. I believe it was overtime, wasn't it? It wasn't just a 1-goal win, but it was a very close series, and Dignatas had the clutch at the end. You'll notice, I believe, in this match, I didn't yet have a chance to watch the entire match start to finish, but Turbo Pulsa, I think, plays the DeLorean for the whole thing. So this is quite a bold move, I would say, by Turbo. There he goes into the air with the DeLorean. The one, of course, advantage that the DeLorean has over all other cars in Rocket League is that when you get a flip reset, the wheels turn back down. When you're flying, the wheels turn flat, and then they go back again when you get the flip reset. So small advantage there. You've got a visual cue that you did in fact land it. Not that big of an advantage though, because most players are pretty good at knowing when they get one. At least the flip, players who are good enough to be trying flip resets in the first place. So the first time that these two teams played, Savage went really aggressively at Dignitas. That's their playstyle. They just want to be in attack as much as possible. But the thing that impressed me most about not just their first series against Dignitas, but pretty much every series they played in DreamHack Leipzig, is that they rarely sent their last man back into a double commit situation. They were pretty good at leaving that person back, whoever it may be, and funnily enough it was Devo a lot of the time, which is rare, because when Devo was making a name for himself, it was mostly with offensive backboard play and offensive aerial play. But now I think he's actually most impressive with his defensive control, and that's allowed Alpha and Bluey a lot more freedom to do what they want to do. So far in game 1, not much going on. Both teams just trying not to get dunked on, which is a big deal in 3v3. You don't want to get dunked on ever, so you're not going to see much dribbling when these players are on the ball. There's a lot of bounce dribbling and a lot of what do you call it, hard clears, but you won't see much ball carrying in Rocket League 3v3 these days at the highest level, because getting dunked on is just so bad that you want to just avoid that at all costs. I spotted there something that Yummy Cheese Man told me about. That's of course the OCE caster Yummy Cheese Man. We spotted an NA clear from FC Barcelona. This isn't something I came up with. This is just the OCE comms, and what they do is they call booming clear that just goes one end of the field to the other without touching the ceiling. That's an EU clear. An NA clear is when it hits the ceiling and falls short of where it's supposed to be going, and an OCE clear is where you miss the ball entirely. So there was an NA clear there from Barcelona, but since there was a goalie, it didn't matter. They could just run onto it. You could call it a back pass, I guess. Nice bump there. That should have, I guess, been a goal. Oh, that's a cracking save by Blee. Let's watch this back, because this is the first real chance to the game. Nobody really attacking this ball as it comes forward, which is surprising. You'd usually have somebody on this ball. This is the key. Let's watch what happened here. So Devo doesn't get the best touch.
I guess they never miss. Huh? You got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't miss you.
What lyrics are these from? I can't remember where that came from. But yeah, like I said, this is the key touch here. Usually Devo is applying enough ball pressure here that Alpha wouldn't step forward, but he actually did come forward, and that means that Violent Panda's touch goes into a position that Alpha can't really contest. So Violent Panda gets another touch. What would usually happen is Alpha would just hang back, let Devo continue to pressure the ball over and over again, even though he's off it. But by backing off, or by moving in at the wrong time there, he kind of took himself out of position. I don't know if that was an open shot for Turbo. I feel like, yeah, I feel like the top right corner might have been open there, or you know, if he boomed it. But Bluey's got a great save on Yukio's follow-up to keep it 0-0. I feel like it was definitely open in the top right corner. It wasn't open, the whole net wasn't open. It wasn't literally wide open left to right, but so I'll certainly call that an open net because there was a part of the net that was open, and players level of Turbo Pulsar should be able to hit whatever part of the net he wants. Top right corner, no problem. Let me just put the ball there. So that looked like just a miss hit. I didn't, like I said, see this whole series play through. I know the score, and I was listening to it, but I didn't get to watch it yet. But I am curious to see how Turbo Pulsar does in the Delurian all the way through. And look at this little misplay here by Turbo, actually. Or if it's not a misplay from Turbo, it's definitely a miscommunication, because Yukio's moving in for a touch there, and Turbo decides to play the ball. Didn't want to let it run through past him. Luckily for them, Violent Panda did stall long enough for Turbo and Yukio to make it back, and there's a really aggressive positioning by everyone on Savage. Bluey just cutting across here to take the ball. Alpha also moving in, but luckily for them, Bluey did not commit to this. There's a couple of moments at the last minute or so of this game that things have broken down. It was very organized and not much going on in the first, I'd say 3 minutes, but then after that, quite a lot of mistakes actually with rotation. Players getting in each other's way. Good dunk by Bluey. He didn't really have any other option after running out of boost or not having enough boost to reach that ball. 50-50 after 50-50, and another one, so 3 50-50s in a row. Now Yukio double touch. It's respect from, you'll notice here, let's watch this one back. You'll notice Devo here pre-jumps to double touch. He's actually just trying to make himself as big as possible because he knows that Yukio can hit those shots. There's no doubt in Devo's mind that Yukio could just be straight up scored in there. So he tries to get in the way of it. It does not work. I mean, so far, this series looks pretty standard, I would say, for both teams. The new Yukio edition of Dignatas, you expect to see, I would say, backing off a bit more. They won't be challenging the ball quite as much on the ground and challenging dribbles. Oh, Alpha 54, calm down, hen. But aerial challenges are going to be on the up, because I think when you compare Yukio and K-Dot directly, Yukio likes to aerial challenge a lot more, or maybe a bit earlier than K-Dot, and contest the aerial battle a bit more, take a few more risks in that aspect of the game, whereas K-Dot is more of a let's just stick in some early challenges, be super aggressive on the deck. So Alpha almost surprises us here, surprises Dignitas. Some good aerial work here by Alpha 54. Just give himself and his team a bit more time. Yeah, Savage have been allowed to play like they want to play. There's plenty of space for them to get boost, and that's a key. Really, really important element for Savage in this matchup, because I don't think that they're going to match up very well with Dignitas if they start letting them steal a lot of boost in their half. And this is huge. I do remember this one. So Yukio, actually, I love this first touch from Yukio. He just blasts it into the diagonal wall. This is a great way to center the ball, because it's harder to read these corner bounces than it is to read the flat wall bounces if you're a defender. So this is a really hard read. Bluey misses it, defender doesn't come out, and then Yukio misses an open net. So that's, I think, 2 open net misses that I'll make it now for Dignitas in game 1. Not the kind of shooting you want to see if you're a Dig fan, and just like that, the game's over. Just as easy as that. Now, Devo had some good follow-ups in this match. That's a really, really quick follow-up. I'm going to rewind this back, because you need to see this whole play. So Devo's just following in the middle here, but there's one little clue and one little move that I want to highlight. So right there, do you see the line that Devo is taking here? He's not following Alpha right behind him. He's not following on the right-hand side. He's following on the left. Because if Alpha is dribbling in on the right, there's a good chance that the ball could be bouncing across the goal to the left. And that's why Devo has moved over here. You'll notice he's just on this side. as he's hitting this ball after crossing over the midfield. And I think it's a better line to be following Alpha than to be following straight behind or even to the right. See there? He's just to the left of Alpha. And he'd be to the right of Alpha if Alpha was on the left-hand side. That allows him to like catch up to a ball that would go across the goal farther than this one did. If it was going like, you know, across to the back post, he gives himself half a chance of reaching it in time. And if it does go like straight up into the air into the ceiling at the near post, he still has a good line for that one as well. So it's a really good position to be in. Try to do that in your own games. Don't follow behind if you're wanting to give yourself the best chance of getting in the end of a center ball. Here.
We are on track to hit a 1.5% growth increase by the end of the quarter.
If we reduce executive salaries by just 5%, we'll get to the European market by 2020.
Who is this?
This is Tom.
Let me just start up this next game and catch up on all these subs I've missed here. Rl, or I think I've already said thank you, but thank you again for the Prime sub. TPK Proof Rock with the 13-month Prime, welcome back. I'm glad you're able to swing by again, man. Mechanics of 4,300 bits. Don't tell King. Oh no, what have you done? Thank you so much. There were 4,300 bits. Holy cow. And the Turtle 2 with 22-month tier 1. Welcome back. We got 6-month Prime from FoxPal520. We got 5-month Prime from Snek RL. Thatcher's tier 1, brand new, welcome. Captain Blastoff Prime, welcome. And Sovereign Eagle 4-month Prime, welcome back.